thanks. Thank you everybody to be here today for this webinar. So our goal today is to, I will explain to you keyword clustering, how you can create keyword cluster with thruuu, and how you can basically build a content roadmap. And we will start with introducing the concept briefly. Maybe some of you already know what means keyword clustering, but I will still explain for people who are maybe less familiar with this approach or this SEO strategy. Then we will, of course, jump into thruuu. I will show you a workflow, how you could cluster keywords, how you could build a content plan with thruuu. And the goal as well is to give you advanced techniques and also to show you some hidden features. In fact, they're not hidden, but maybe you are not aware of them. So maybe in the chat, you can just let me know if you are familiar or not with keyword clustering, if you already use that in your SEO strategy. But basically, keyword clustering is also called keyword grouping. It's grouping keywords that are the same meanings or show a similar SERP. But in the case of thruuu, the clustering is based on SERP similarity. So basically, when two keywords display more or less the same SERP, they are grouped together. And really the idea is that from a long list of keywords, you can identify key topics, and then from these key topics, you will create content. This is to make, let's say, a simple definition, but let's jump into the tool. I will share my screen now. And I will re-explain a few stuff. You see my screen? Yes? All good? I hope yes. So, exactly. So what I was explaining. So let me show you something first. So before jumping in the keyword clustering tool, there is a tool called, well, you can compare basically two SERPs. So you go here in the navigation, you open the SERP similarity tool, and you can enter two keywords or select from your history. So I will show you something now. So here, two keywords. What is data enrichment? Oh, sorry, what is data enrichment process, and what is the definition of enriched data? Are these two keywords displaying the same SERP? You know, it's hard to say. So let's compare them. And here what you can see is that basically there is 6 URL in common on the top 10. So here you can see the two SERP for each keyword. And you can see in green the common articles. So here, basically, this is behind, this is the keyword clustering, let's say, algorithm or process is doing that. It's automatically grouping together keyword showing the same SERP. So these two keywords here, if we run a keyword clustering, they will be in the same group, okay? This is what I wanted to highlight. So, and here you don't need to create two articles, one for what is the data enrichment process and what is definition of enriched data, but you should create an article that answer these two IDs. And of course, you should maybe analyze the SERP, understand the intent, understand your competitor to provide the right answer for this query. So this really is the idea of keyword clustering, is grouping together. I will repeat many times myself, by the way, grouping together keywords showing the same SERP. And in thruuu, it will group keywords together showing at least 4 URLs in the top 10, okay? So 4 and plus URLs in the top 10 when it's the case that group together. Just quickly, as you are on this tool, so it's a nice tool if you really want, if you want to quickly compare two keywords, you can use this tool. And as well, you have more information. It also compare, because thruuu as well is a SERP analyzer, extracting data from the page, so extracting on-page data. So you can also see the most frequent headings. You can compare between the two SERP or group of pages, the most frequent headings. You can as well compare the most frequent terms. So you can see the term in common and so the overlap of terms and what terms are unique to one specific search. Also related search, you can see here there is also an overlap between related search, quite interesting. And also it is quite interesting, even though these two keywords, let's say, answer the same intent, you can see that the PAA are quite different. So this is, let's say, a simple way to group or to compare if two keywords are similar, let's say, display the same SERP. And so basically the idea is that keyword clustering, we start from a long list of keywords, and you can understand that it will be complicated to go by one, opening Google search or using the SERP similarity tool. So to help us basically group similar keywords together, this is why a keyword clustering like thruuu is helpful. Because when you have a long list like this, you won't create one article per keyword, right? You need to understand what are the main topic, and this is really the goal of let's say of this tool, to help you quickly understand key topics. All right, so if you want to cluster keywords with thruuu, it's quite simple. Click on the cluster button here, or you can as well access from here, create a new topic cluster. I got a question: how much percentage does the keyword need to be clustered? Qualify the cluster keyword in thruuu. How much percent? Yes. So when two keywords have in common four URLs or more, then so 40% if you want, then they're put together. This is a threshold in thruuu. Okay. So how does it work? So you hit the button. By the way, so if you are a new user, if you didn't try thruuu yet, or if you're still on a trial, you can try the clustering tool once. You can have one run for 500 keywords. So you can cluster 500 keywords for free as part of your trial. So don't hesitate to try. And of course, if you are a paid user, you can access this feature. So just for information, to cluster 1,000 keywords, it costs 100 credits. And then how does it work? So you click here, you select your list of keywords. I won't speak too much about how to get a list of keywords. You can use Ahref, SEMrush. You can use your favorite keyword research tool, or you can also use Google Search Console. Personally, I use a lot Google Search Console to get a keywords ID. So you can use all these different sources of keywords, basically, group them together in an Excel file, and then upload it to thruuu. Then here you have to select where is your keyword column. So here my keyword column is called keyword. And where is your volume? You can also put volume next to each keyword, or you leave it empty, it's fine. If you put the volume, then you will have additional information per cluster. So here I have some volumes, and then you upload it. And here you can review your file if you want. So you can still make a final check and remove some keywords. And then at the end, you need to select the SERP. So basically, the SERP is how from which Google search your audience will start their search. So select basically from where your audience is coming from. Here we will select the SERP, the US SERP, but you can basically cluster based on any country, on any Google search, and on any languages. Also, here you can enter a domain. I recommend to enter your domain. You get additional information, and then you start the cluster process. I won't run it now because it takes 1 or 2 minutes, but I already run one, obviously, to prepare this webinar. But just before jumping into the results, I need to speak maybe a bit about this list of keywords. So this list of keywords is a list that I generated. And by the way, at the end of this webinar, the last, let's say the last section of this webinar, I will explain how I created this long list of keywords, because with thruuu, there is a technique, in fact, to create as well keywords lists. So if you stay until the end, you will see how I was able to create a really long list of keywords with thruuu. So yes, these basically keywords are related to a tool called La Grosse Machine. It's a French tool, a sales automation tool. So just that you understand the context. So it's about, so the list of keywords is about enriching data, about sales automation, etc. Okay. So now I go in my topic cluster history. And here you can see, so webinar demo, nice label, right? I had in my list 243 keywords, and it created 150 cluster. And you can see here I enter the domain, as I said, of this tool, La Grosse Machine, to get additional information. Okay, so now you click here. I won't describe, by the way, all the feature now. We will do that in, let's say, 10 minutes, because I don't want to, let's say, overwhelm you with too much information. I will just first go in a simple workflow, okay? And then we will move on to more advanced features. So what you can see here, as I said, the number of cluster creatives, number of keywords that you initially had in your list, some statistics, and I will come back about that later on. But now the idea is that, well, you can see here below all your cluster, okay? So here you have one cluster. What is the data enrichment approach? And all these keywords here, all these keywords basically display the same SERP. And this is a test I showed you beforehand. So I was using data enrichment process and what is the definition of enriched data. So as you can see now, these two keywords are in the same group, okay? Because they display the same SERP. And as I replied to Kane, 40% plus of pages in common in the top 10. When this condition is true, I speak like a developer. When this condition is true, then the keywords are put in the same group. Okay. All right. So here we have a lot of keyword cluster, and also the idea is to basically, so to build your content map or your content plan or your content roadmap, is basically to start selecting some of your cluster. Okay, so what is cool is that you can quickly just browse the interface and click on this little button here, and it will add it to your favorite. So let's say I like this article, or I like this topic. I will select this one. I will select that one, that one, that one, and so on. So you spend sometimes few minutes and you start to browse your the result of the keyword clustering process. By the way, you can also move to the table view if you prefer the table view. But personally, I prefer the card view because I like to see as well the keywords that are inside each cluster. Yeah, I just want to get some feeling of the different keywords. So I like this view. So you can start to select some keywords, and then at the end, after let's say a few minutes, you already have some interesting ideas, and we will see now how to create an article or basically a content brief. And what I suggest as well, so here, of course, I did this selection before the webinar. So also when you create, here we speak about basically, let's say, content strategy. What I like first when you select keywords is to try to cover the customer journey, right? So your audience, especially if you're in the B2B or B2C, or no, more in the B2B, sorry. I mean, it's important to let's say, to understand the steps your audience is taking in their journey, right? So first they have an issue, they search for what is something, then they want to understand how to do something, then they're maybe looking for the tools, etc. So I can show you another view that's quite interesting. It's kind of funnel view, and per stage of the funnel, of the marketing funnel, try to pick a topic that could be in this different stage. So top of the funnel content, bottom of the funnel content, and of course in the middle as well, middle of the funnel content. So this is a good recommendation, by the way, when you start to pick your topic. And this is basically what I've done. So as you can see here, I have like for this tool, which is a enriching data or sales automation tool. So maybe my audience is interested in what is automated prospecting, what is let's say what is contact data enrichment. So you see some top of the funnel content, then maybe how to do let's say how can I verify an email address and so on. So here I really try to pick a lot. I pick 15 topics basically that, let's say, cover the whole customer journey. Also here I have some content about my competitor, list of tools, so free contact enrichment tools and so on, best data enrichment tools and so on. So really you see also this a bit like a recommendation, I think, to really try to cover the whole journey. So Kane, are they the first 4 or doesn't relevance matter then? You mean the first 4 keywords in the list or of a cluster? Maybe you can detail your questions. But basically, so this is how to start to build your content plan. Select some topics, all right, and select your favorite. And then what is cool with thruuu is basically that you can also analyze each cluster. So here you have some action here. You can analyze the cluster content. How do you figure out the relevance of these 4 SERP links? I mean, no, in fact, it's not the relevance of the 4 SERP links. It's when 2 SERPs, so when 2 SERPs display 4 URL in common. I'm not checking if it's in the top 4 or the. It's just when there is 4 URL in common, at least I group them together. So it doesn't matter what is the position of the link in the SERP. I'm not sure to answer your question, but maybe we can follow up on that, Kane, by email, or we can have a separate, let's say, a chat if you want. So then what is great as well is that no worry, Kane, no worry. By the way, no worry. It's sometimes a bit tough, to be honest, to explain in live. But yeah, thank you, Kane. So yes, I like it. All right. Next step now. I selected my favorite topics. You display your favorite, and then what you can do, and this is really what is, I guess, a bit unique compared to other clustering tools, is that it doesn't stop here. You can analyze content of a cluster. So you click here, and then it will open a new view. If you're familiar with the SERP analysis tool of thruuu, it's quite similar. So here you can see, well, again, information about your domain for this group of keywords. You can see for each single keyword inside the cluster, well, which article rank and at which position. So give you some insights about your performance inside the cluster, if you're ranking, of course. And then you have, again, some cluster insights, and I will explain a bit more about that now. So here you have a result page. In this cluster, there is 5 keywords, okay? Here, 5 keywords. 5 keywords in the cluster. 5 keywords in the cluster. So 5 Google SERP, okay? So thruuu is merging the top 10 of these 5 SERP to create a new view, which is this view. So basically here is not one single SERP, it's 5 SERP put together. And to explain that, is basically this article is ranking on the page 1 for the 5 keywords because he has 100% of visibility. And in average, it's at the position 2.2. So maybe it's 2 times number 1 and 3 times number 2. You get the idea, right? So this view is quite interesting because it shows you for the keyword cluster who are in average your competitor, or who are in average the top ranking article. And so this is quite interesting because then thruuu is extracting information from this list. So first you can get the number of words on average, number of images on average, etc. And you can get additional reports. And as I said, if you're familiar with the SERP analysis tool, you will get the same report than in the SERP analysis tool. Except this one, this is just a list of all the competitors, but then you have all the frequent terms, or it's called top topics in thruuu, but all the frequent terms covered on the page, right, are here. So articles speak about sales prospecting, and you can check even inside the context of the pages, how they use these terms, and so on. They speak about sales automation. So here's the idea is really to start, because you need to write an article at the end, right? So start to understand for a cluster what kind of topics they cover, and as well you can check the outline in one view. So you can easily browse your competitor, understand how they structure the article to give you some idea. You can also analyze the headings. I won't go really in detail, by the way, because I'm doing next week a webinar about how to create content brief and how to analyze the SERP with thruuu. But so I will send you the link later on if you want to join. But just to show you briefly the kind of report you can get, because the idea of thruuu is that way to help you with your research process. And now we can get some report here, heading analysis, what's the most frequent headings, and you can even see for each similar headings what is how it's used by your competitor. ID for content is also quite cool. So you can also get ID for content. I didn't run the reports. You can get what is the most frequent IDs discussed by the competitor, and as well you can get recommendation for new IDs. And it's also quite cool. It's the people also ask. So the question tab displays the people also ask, and as well as on-page questions. But first, let's stay a bit on the people also ask, because remember there were 5 SERP, okay? So 5 times people also ask. And here you can see the most frequent people also ask. So what is the first step in automating the prospecting process? Display 5 times over 5. Michael, let's speak about that later on, because I don't advise maybe to great. You like my background, by the way? Yes? Good. Mike, maybe it's not advisable to write one article per question, but maybe to integrate your questions or answer this question inside your article. Good. Yes, exactly. Laurence, exactly. One cluster research will correspond to one article. And here you can see also the more frequent questions. You can see also questions found in the headings. So here you can see the most frequent headings, like how to automate sales prospecting is 4 times. What is sales prospecting is 9 times in the H2, and so on. Again, I spend already too much time on the SERP analysis part, that I think is quite important. You have also the related search. But then what is cool as well with thruuu is that you can directly jump to the content brief. And from here, you can select a template. I don't go into the detail of the template. Again, next week, another webinar that will explain all of these features. But I just pick the default one. And then it should create a template. Yes, exactly. And now here I have a content brief template. A content brief in thruuu is made of different elements. You have writer directive, where you can explain to your writer well, what's the target keyword. You can give some notes. You can define the audience. You can also define the search intent. And also you can use AI to help you analyze the search intent. So basically here, it's analyzing the content of the SERP to provide you some search intent analysis. Here you have some elements that you can share with the writer or not. computer analysis, etc., top titles, article summary. Here, you can start to write your article summary. It's so basically the title and the description. So for instance, here you can pick one from your competitor and change it, or you can as well use AI to generate for you IDs of title, and then I just pick one. Same for description. And then what is cool is that also you can create the outline. By default, you have something, but often it's not good. So just hit delete. Then what you can do, you can open the outline editor, start to browse all the competitors, build your content outline basically here, or you can as well use AI and generate an AI outline, analyzing your competitor headings. You can even force a format and then hit generate. And then it will analyze the content of this list. You remember the list. It will analyze the content of this top 10 or the most frequent articles ranking for this cluster, and then suggest an outline. Of course, here, my recommendation will be to take more time. We are in a webinar. I don't have time to analyze properly, but usually my process is like this. I'm generating an AI outline, and then I'm browsing the competitor to figure out what is missing, and I try to come as well with new idea. And notice also let's say my process or my recommendation. Analyze a SERP, spend maybe 5 minutes to analyze a SERP, spend 5 minutes, and because then you will get new ideas, you know, and you will understand how your competitors are writing their content. And then when you jump into the brief, you already have some ideas, then you use AI to accelerate the process, and you come with your own idea. So it's the kind of mix between what the machine can provide and what your brain can provide, basically. So here you generate a content brief. Here you go. You finish. You have additional information that you can share with the writer. And at the end, you can share that with the writer with a public link. And you have a public brief here that you can share with your content writer, and you can start writing content. So I was fast in the last steps. So basically, you see the idea will be you drop a list of keywords, you select your favorite topics, you analyze the content of one cluster, because one cluster, as Laurence said, or as Laurence asked, yes, one cluster equal one article, okay? And then you analyze your competitor and you jump to the content brief features, okay? So this is a process, and like this, you can really scale your content production. You can have great ideas of articles. Okay, so now this was, let's say, the workflow, and oops, I'm hitting my table. Now let's speak a bit about advanced features. As you are still, I think you are still here, right? Is it clear so far? Let me know if it's clear so far, if the process was smooth for you, because now it will be a bit more tricky. All right, clear, I like it. So, great, thank you. All right, so now let's jump into the advanced features. Here, what you can see here is a filter, right? What you can do, you can rank by status. So if I show the ranking one, here you can see when one of my articles is ranking for one of the cluster, you can see my ranking in average. Remember the list of articles, right? There is an average ranking. This is from where it's coming. So you can see where I'm already ranking. So maybe it doesn't make sense to create an article where I'm ranking in the top 10 because I'm already there. Here, the strategy could be, yeah, Kane, I will come to that. Good question. So when I'm ranking, makes no sense. Here you can analyze when you are ranking, like say in the top 50, between 50 and 100. If you have an article, analyze why you are not ranking well. Often the issue is that your article is not really focused on the intent. So maybe either you review your article or create a new one more focused on this intent. And also you can search where you are not ranking. So here it's really new ID for your blog, new ID of content. And then, Kane, about hard. So there is something also here, the page rank filter. But maybe let's just go back to the SERP analysis, or to the cluster analysis, sorry, just to give you some context before explaining that. So here in this view, you see, so we have a page rank metric. Before you ask me, this metric is coming from Open Page Rank. So it's open source API that basically rank the authority of a website. So if you use other tool, you must be familiar with domain ranking and stuff like this, right? It's exactly the same. It ranks the authority of the website. So here you can see some authority. And each cluster has, let's say, an average page rank, okay? So here you can see an average is 49, okay? And of course, my domain as well. So if I go here in competitor tab, I see my domain, my page rank is 29. So the domain I enter is 29. And so here, how hard is something to rank? So to find low-hanging fruit, basically, what you can do is, here there's a page rank filter. It's quite new. In fact, it has been released 1 month ago. And you can basically search for cluster with a low page rank. So means with not a lot, well, with competitors that are not really strong, okay? So this maybe is for you something, I mean, I hope, Kane, this answer your question, because this is really low-hanging fruit. You can see where the competitors are not really strong. So just play around. Usually I try to be between, well, a low page rank and a bit above my page rank, because, I mean, you can still beat, you don't have to stick to your page rank. You can be 10 above, it's still fine. But then in this range, you can find good IDs for content, okay? Then you have other filters. And, okay, the ranking, if you want, the volume. By the way, about the volume, in fact, here there is a volume metric. So it's coming from your initial input, and it's an aggregation. So just keep that in mind. It's aggregate all the volume from each single keyword and then display the sum basically of that. What else? So here you have also, you can reset the filter. You have, when you analyze the cluster, you can just display the one you analyzed. So this one you analyzed previously. So you can just understand which one has been analyzed and also which one has a brief. Okay, great. Now I will explain something, again, a bit more advanced. And I hope I won't lose you on this one. So let me show you something. I just display my favorites, sorry. Okay, my favorite, and I want to, which cluster I wanted to show you? Yeah, this one. So in this one, there is 9 keywords, okay? So this keyword, as I said previously, or maybe I should ask you, what is the percentage of overlap? 40%, right? So, but there is some keywords that are really the same. So 2 keywords showing exactly the same SERP, right? But then there are 2 keywords, when you compare them, there are maybe only 7 URL in common, and then only 4. So there is different, let's say, range in the cluster. And there is a feature that I didn't really explain a lot yet so far, because I think it's a bit more too advanced, and I also need to restructure the explanation here. But you can see search intent. It's called search intent. It will be, as I said, maybe rephrase, because I think the term is not good. But here what it shows is basically that inside the cluster, a subgroup of keywords, even to make it more complicated, right? And so basically here you can see that this is the main intent strategy for multi-channel marketing campaign. So all these keywords here display really the same SERP. Okay, so these 2 keywords display the same SERP. But then you have some keywords that have that high intent distance, so they are far away from the main group. Okay, so here is your decision. Either you create one article covering everything here, or you can say this one is quite far. Maybe I can create a separated one. So this is a bit the idea of this feature, and it will be improved soon. You will be able to create, basically to split one cluster in 2 or 3 based on this information. So I wanted to explain you that. It can give you some information. Okay, then there is other tabs here, as you can see. Let's speak about the Hub tab. So the Hub tab, called Content Hub and Categories, basically what it does, it groups the cluster together. I hope it's not too confusing, but so when 2 clusters, or when the main topic of a cluster are similar in terms of meanings, they are grouped together. So this grouping here is not done based on the SERP, it's based on AI. Okay, so let me restart. You have 2 clusters, okay, and if these 2 clusters speak about the same topic, the category will be the same. Here you can see the category, okay? So how to use that? You can use it, I guess, when you start something from scratch. It's quite interesting because it shows you maybe pillar page or group of similar content. So you could create in your yes, exactly, yes, Rick. I guess I just answered your question. So you can see that basically, like here you have a data enrichment solution or multi-channel marketing strategy. So here's everything about multi-channel strategy, etc. So really you get the idea, it categorize similar article if you want, okay? Again, keep in mind, this is done by AI. It can be wrong because there is not really the context of your website. So use that just to get additional information. You understand, but you're a bit confused about the content creation based on this system. So you have a hub linking to many clusters. Yes, exactly. This could be basically, here's the ID. It could be that you create here a set of articles, okay? And then you have a pillar page. So maybe you can have like, what are lead enrichment tools, free lead enrichment tool, then, I don't know, email enrichment tool. So a list of articles, so your cluster pages basically, and then your category will be your pillar page. This is how you can use that basically. Then another tab is the competitor tab. So here you just see all the competitors for, because we enter, I don't know, 300 keywords almost. And here you can see all the competitors. So here's some insights for you if you want to really see who is ranking for all these keywords, so you can really understand your competitor. No, Kane, I don't have a walkthrough yet or training, but it's something that might come this year. That's why we do webinar already to answer your question, and it's a kind of training already. And feel free, Kane, by the way, and anybody else. Oh, sorry. You heard me now. Okay, good. Wrong emoji, right? But I mean, also don't hesitate. Everybody, not only Kane. You have my email address. Feel free to send me a question. I try really to answer. Sometimes it takes some days, but I try really to provide information when you have any question. Competitor, okay, just the list of competitor. And now the next one here is the pages tab. So here it's a bit, let's say, I like to say it's opposite view. Here you see your pages and for which clusters are ranking. So here, for instance, you can see that the top sales prospecting tool on my blog or on the blog of La Grosse Machine rank for many clusters. How to analyze this information? So when you see that, for instance, here it's ranking for a cluster called "What is data prospecting?" Maybe here this article doesn't need to. It's too far away. I mean, for what is data prospecting. So here it means that create a new article, okay? Because maybe you're ranking for too many clusters. So it highlights where you could create a new article. So yes, I hope I was clear here. But if not, I have another example, and we'll jump to another cluster. Where is it? Here. Yeah, so here this is another cluster, topic cluster from another tool. It's a marketing automation tool called Actito, okay? And if you go in the page report, it's in French, but you will understand because you will see it's quite easy to understand. So here's a cluster about, no, sorry, there's an article speaking about Black Friday and Cyber Monday, the 10 tips, astuces to succeed, okay? One article about Black Friday and Cyber Monday. This article is ranking for two clusters. One about newsletter Black Friday and one about Cyber Monday email example. Okay. So here, now let's go back in the analysis of this cluster. So I go in the cluster view. I search for Black Friday and it's here, newsletter Black Friday. This is our cluster. I analyze the cluster and we go to the list of results. And so here, if you search for Black Friday, you can see that everybody, except the first one is Shopify, they speak about Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But basically, only the first one, which is Spotify, with high page rank, so they can write about anything they will rank, right? But all the other one only focus on the Black Friday. Here, Actito is focusing on two things, on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So here, my recommendation is to split, to create two articles. One focusing on Black Friday because people are searching for Black Friday, and there is other type of search about Cyber Monday. Okay, so I guess this example is quite simple to understand how you can use the Pages tab. Is basically to see when one of your content is maybe ranking for two different intents. So here, analyze, either you optimize your article so that it can answer all the intents, or you split it, create a new one. Okay. So, last but not least, as I said, I have another tip for you. You are still here. I can see still a lot of people. I'm really happy that many people are still, let's say, awake and you stay until the end. So, the last 15 minutes. Now, one last thing, that's why you can download the report, obviously. You can download the report. So let's click on the download report. So you have a nice, no, it's not nice. I hate Excel, by the way. I'm never using the report, but I want to show you the report. So where is it? It's not this one. And I don't know, Mac. When you open an Excel on Mac, it never opened the Excel correctly. It always opened previous one. I don't understand that, why it never opens the right. Okay, anyway. So here you have the report. Okay, so I just need to, sorry. Okay, here you go. You have the report. So if you prefer ugly interface like Excel, feel free. Personally, I prefer to use through interface, but here you have all the information. So you have the maybe I can zoom a bit. You have here all the category, the topic cluster, the keyword inside, the size, the volume, average position, also if it's in your favorite or not. So you have all this information inside the Excel. You have the topic cluster in another view, one keyword, one cluster, etc. All the competitors. But why I open also this file? Because there is something really cool. You have also all the PAA, okay? So here it's quite cool because you have a list. So we uploaded, remember, 200 something keywords, and here you have a list of PAA, a long list of PAA that you can use. And I will show you a great technique now to build a list of keywords, because you have a list of PAA and a list of related search. And remember, one keyword, you get 4 PAA and something like 8 related searches. So you can see a lot of content coming from the SERP that no other keywords tool maybe provide. I don't know. So this is quite cool as well, because now let's finish with this advanced technique. I don't know if some of you read my last article that I shared 1 or 2 weeks ago called Create an SEO Content Plan with PAA and Related Searches. And I will explain basically here this article. And so basically the idea is that I start from seed keywords, so from a short list of keywords, 10, 20, 30, and I end up with 2,000 keywords by leveraging thruuu and the fact that you can extract PAA and related search at scale. Okay, so let's go through these steps. And by the way, I will drop just the article here if you want to read it later on and reproduce that on your side. Feel free. So here, I think also it works, especially if you are in the B2B or in the SaaS. But maybe you will find, I'm sure, other use cases. But let's start the use case. So I want from product feature page create weeks of content. Okay. So step one, extract the text from a product landing page. So here I have this tool, like Growth Machine, and I have several features, and I just focus on one, the enrichment feature. Okay. Then you need to extract the text. You can copy paste the text if you want by hand, or you can use a free tool from thruuu that helps you to, where are the free tools? There is free tools in thruuu, by the way. You don't need an account, and you can here extract the text from a website. Okay, you click here. Now you get your body text. Okay, you get your body text. Then, second step, let's go back to the article. I copy that. Now I go back to the article. I just click on the link I shared with you. So what are the second step? Second step is defining seed keywords. Here I use ChatGPT. You can use a different approach, but I just wanted to put ChatGPT because it's just trendy. You know, you need to put ChatGPT in your article, otherwise you cannot rank. It's a joke, obviously. Then defining seed keywords with ChatGPT. Here, what I've done, I used ChatGPT and I said, giving the following text. Then I copy pasted the body text, right, of my landing page, of my product feature page. And then I said, analyze this page and give me SEO keywords. I want the main topics. I want potential user searches. I want pain points. I want questions. So, and I just said, give me a list of 40 keywords, 10 by category. Okay. So ChatGPT then is created for me this list. So 40 keywords. Okay. Potential search, question, and so on. Then, what is the next step? Extract PAA and related search. So then what I've done, I run a first keyword clustering. So here you can see batch one. I have 39 keywords, not 40 here. I don't know why. Anyway, I run a first batch. Okay. Here my purpose was not to analyze here this. You can already yes, in the article, by Monica. Yes, Mike, check the article, the prompt is there. So you have the first list of cluster, but it's not the purpose. The purpose is to download the report here, this report, the first one. So this is exactly what I've done. I got the report. Okay, and in the report, you have your list of keywords. So this is my initial input, okay? It's there. And what I've done, I just copy-pasted all the questions here, okay? I put it here below. I do the same for the related search, okay? The same. And then I run the clustering again. I run the clustering a second time. So here you can see I had, in my second try, I had 243 keywords. And then I did it again, and I had 1,500 keywords. I stopped after 3 times, basically. And so it is quite cool because from 40 keywords, you end up with a long list of keywords and with a huge list of articles. And leveraging related searches, leveraging people also ask. So you might think, yeah, but people also ask, it's only question, but not or top of the funnel, you know, but no, it's not really true. You will see also, thanks to related search, you have sometimes a list of tools, you have your list of competitors. So it's quite interesting, this experiment. And I really recommend you to try. The steps are here. The prompt is explained in the article. And by the way, just about the first step, as I said, I'm using ChatGPT to generate my seed keywords, but you can use Google Search Console. Just have an extract of the first, let's say, list of keywords. You can type your keyword manually. You can use Ahrefs, SEMrush, use what you like. But it's quite interesting, this process, just to start from a small list of keywords and then build up additional keywords thanks through PAA, related searches. You cluster them, you identify topics, you analyze the cluster, you create content brief. I hope it was clear. Let me know, because we are now at the end of this webinar. And I really would like to hear your feedback. I hope you enjoyed that and that I was, yes, not too fast. Sorry for the camera that just broke. And as I said previously, so there is another one next week, focusing more on the SERP analysis on content brief. And I really appreciate it, by the way, to do this webinar. And I might do another one more focusing on topic cluster, because now we speak about keyword clustering. Topic cluster is linked to keyword clustering, right? But I will, I think in maybe 1 month or two, do another webinar focusing on topic cluster and how to create a topic cluster for a SaaS or B2B, something more in a niche. So yes, if you're interested, don't unsubscribe from the newsletter. All right, so a last thumbs up. Maybe you can do video or post to a page you can from the start using the process. Yes, sure. Okay, there is many things to do, and I really try to really bring more and more, let's say, educational content to the user of thruuu, and I really hope you like that. So a last thumbs up. If you're still here, a little thumbs up is always welcome. And as I said, you will receive now the record. I will also do YouTube. It will be also on YouTube. And I'm just a bit sad because the camera broke. You know, now on the laptop camera, but well, it's fine. The content. I hope the content was still good. And I repeat myself a lot. I mean, don't hesitate to come back to me. Don't hesitate to sign up for next week so we can chat again. And if you have any question, come back to me. And now I wish you a nice day. If it's your morning, a nice afternoon, or a nice evening, if you are in the same time zone than me. And hopefully I will see you soon for more great webinar. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.